Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, see, folks, I'm playing video series videos I've been doing for the while now where I go over there and try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, and folks, I'm going to talk about this stuff. That was a good snap. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that at the time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie, I'm still kind of swooning a little bit over the quality of that snap that I got. Can I do it again? I'm having a good snapping morning. That bodes well. But anyway, I'm going to go over there. I'm going to eat and or drink some stuff. I'm going to go over there. I'm going to talk about it. Do so while I'm doing so. I'm in the truck. Whilst I'm doing that, I'm wearing crappy, grody work clothes because typically when I'm in the truck and I'm wearing grody work clothes, when you get that combination, that tag team going, usually means that I was on my way home from work, I found something to review. Not exactly the case today. I actually have had this particular item in my fridge for a little bit, and I finally decided to go over there and make sure that I had it available to me, so I'm doing it now. But, what is said item? What am I reviewing for you? Well, I've reviewed a couple flavors of this already. I did a pineapple splash. I also did a grape recently. So what is it, folks? Boom! It is 5-hour energy, but it's watermelon. It's watermelon flavored. It's great. You can see there's the watermelon ads. It's watermelon flavored. It's watermelon 5-hour energy extra strength energy drink. To basically go into this real quick, if you're not familiar with 5-hour energy, they're typically these little energy shots. They're like these little containers. You go over there, pop them open, take a swig. It's supposed to give you 5 hours of energy. But they decided that, hey, energy drinks are a thing also, and we kind of fall in that market. Might as well go all in. So they came out with the 5-hour energy extra strength, what the hell ever versions, where basically they take the 5-hour energy formula and cram it into a can and then fill it with some stuff and energy drink. So yeah, I've mentioned this in my other ones. I'm not a 5-hour energy guy. I've never really, my entire life, one time for sure, maybe twice. There was one time when I was over there, I was still doing my gas station job. I was completely fucking exhausted. I had gotten like in 2 days, I'd gotten 4 hours of sleep. Just a lot of weird stuff going on in my life at that point. And I'm like just about to go home. I'm done for the day. And I want to say my manager called the morning shift girl because I worked overnights. And she wanted me to go over there and do the gas survey. Because when you work at a gas station, you go over there and you drive around and you find out what other gas prices are so you can help set your prices for the day. And that really wasn't my job, especially since I was like going home and everything. But I was like, okay, fine. So I went over there and I was like, dude, if I try to drive, I'll die. So I went over there, popped a 5-hour energy, did the thing real quick, went home and crashed. So I don't really do the 5-hour energy stuff, but I do energy drink stuff. do. And now here's the thing. My friend Dan, who I occasionally flip off when I do these videos, fuck you Dan, because he doesn't watch my videos. He's a big fan of these drinks, particularly the watermelon. So if this sucks, you heard it here first. I'm gonna murder Dan. Let's give it a shot. Boy, oh boy, Dan, you better get ready for some murdering. Well, okay. I was going to say, that smells kind of nice. Here's the thing with watermelon flavored stuff. They have this tendency to go over there and amp up the watermelon flavor. And it drives me nuts because I like watermelon. I think watermelon's great, but I think watermelon's great as it is. I don't need the amped up flavor. I don't like the Jolly Rancher style watermelon. So that's kind of what I'm getting. So yeah, I'm gonna I mean, Dan's a pretty big guy. Yeah, and I mean, he and I have squared off a little bit once or twice in our friendship. You know, we're fairly evenly matched, but I'm a little bit more flexible. He's stronger than I am. You know, yeah, I'm gonna have to take him by surprise. I'm gonna have to murder Dan. Because, I mean, okay, it's not. Maybe I won't murder him, maybe I'll just maim him. It's not horrible, but it's not great. I don't fucking understand what he gets out of these damn things, but then he likes 5-hour energy, and I don't like 5-hour energy. The watermelon flavor it does fall in that category where they try to go over there and do a bit too much with it. But it's also zero sugar, so it's a little less sweet than, like, say, like if you've ever had watermelon crush, which is just way too much for me. There's like a tartness to it. Watermelon isn't tart. It's a mellow fucking fruit. I don't even know. Watermelon might be one of those things where it's not even really a fruit. Like, we just call it a fruit because that's what we've been taught, but, like, it's actually something else if you talk to botanists. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. With these, I still got 3 more to try eventually. I mean, they're not horrendous or anything, but the problem I run into is that increasingly we live in a world where when it comes to energy drinks, it's not 2004 anymore, where, like, the vast majority of them taste like cigarette butts and, you know, the bottom of a shoe. A lot of them actually taste pretty good now, you know, and some of them are actually genuinely good, like to the point where they're, you know, just good as drinks, not even energy drinks. If this had come out in, like, 2005, I would have been down with it, I think. I would have been like, okay, yeah, all right, because, again, you know, when your options are this versus something that, you know, tastes like you went over there and dredged it out of a fucking baby's diaper, yeah, this tastes pretty good. But problem is that now you have things like Rain and Bang and, you know, some of the Rockstar flavor. Like, you have a lot of really good options that taste way better than this. I mean, to describe the taste, like I said, it is that amped up watermelon flavor, but it's not anywhere near as bad as some of the other ones that I've had. It's fairly light by those standards, if I'm honest with you. There's a sort of a tangy kind of tartness to it that I'm not a big fan of. And then after that, and I think this is a problem I've run into with all the flavors so far, is that, because ultimately they're building on a base of 5-hour energy. That's like the core aspect. Just like when you're, you know, doing Monster, you're building off of Monster. If you're doing, you know, Red Bull, so on and so forth. The flavor of the 5-hour energy, that aspect of it, is not one that I'm partial to. So, yeah, you can flour it up a little bit with, you know, some watermelon flavor. That'll make it more palatable for me. But I don't really like the base that you're building off of, and especially because it's zero sugar, you're not giving me enough to distance myself from that flavor that I dislike. Now, I'll say this. It is zero sugar. It doesn't taste like zero sugar. And I always like to mention that because a lot of people don't like zero sugar stuff, myself included. So I like to give credit where credit is due. Like Pepsi, they went over there, they released a 2023 version of their Pepsi Zero. That's actually pretty damn good. I reviewed it. Watch that video. More and more companies are getting better at hiding that zero sugar aspect. And this does fall under that. So I'll give them credit in that regard. Yeah. I think for me, out of the 3 flavors that I've tried, again, pineapple, grape, and this one is dead in the middle. Between pineapple probably being my favorite because I love pineapple, even though it wasn't very good, and grape because I love grape too, but I just did not feel that did a good job of representing grape. This at least is a pretty decent representation of watermelon flavoring. Again, it's actually, if it tasted a little bit less like 5-Hour Energy stuff, and maybe if it wasn't zero sugar, maybe if they had something to kind of sweeten it up a little bit, I could kind of be down with this, because again, the watermelon aspect isn't too bad. But ultimately, two questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? No, kind of. I wouldn't. So far, none of these 5-Hour Energies I would have gotten again, and I'm guessing that won't change. Again, they're not horrible. Like, I've had worse energy drinks. And I'll give them this. They do taste unique. They are their own thing. I can't say I've tasted another energy drink that tastes, particularly like them. But the problem is that originality only gets you so far. At the end of the day, you still have to have something to go off of. And for me, now as to whether or not I would recommend them, sure-ish. Because at the end of the day, there are people out there like my friend Dan, who, again, I'm going to maim and, we'll take care of that when the time comes. He's getting his, don't you worry about it. He likes these things. He's a big, big fan. So, if you have taste buds similar to my friend Dan, first of all, you might be up for a maiming. I'm just, I'm not saying for sure, but I'm just saying. But you might enjoy these. If you have taste buds like mine, nope. Anyway, folks, this is going to do it for me on this one. 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of the day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your year. And folks, we can go over there and have yourselves a truly watermelon-tastic rest of your life. But I'm talking actual watermelon, not hyped up bullshit, not I put salt on it, blah, 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 blah. Why? No. Just straight up delicious, mellow watermelon. On a hot, summer, sucky-ass day, you know what I'm talking about. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But we can't do it all the time. I know I can't do it all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. It's not always the easiest thing to do in the world, folks. I mean, I'm over here talking about maiming one of my best friends. Don't get me wrong. He deserves it. He knows he deserves it. He'd be the first person to tell you that he deserves it. But, even if you have friends like I do with my friend Dan, it's important we go over there, take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholeness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us, even if there are people like Dan who deserve a good maiming every now and again. Don't maim your friends. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe you're going to go over there and maybe you're going to try yourself some watermelon, 5-Hour Energy, extra strength, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And maybe you are somebody like Dan who you're like, yeah, okay, I like it. That guy's crazy. Okay. Then what I want you to do for your own protection is I need you to go out and buy yourself some body armor of some sort. Because I get the feeling like you might, at some point in time, get maimed. Or at the very least, there might be an attempted maiming upon you. And I don't want that for you. So. Or conversely, just go buy some watermelon, man. Watermelon's good. It's not like super expensive, is it? I don't know if I've ever bought a watermelon. If I ever bought a watermelon, I don't think I've ever bought a watermelon. Disregard the expensive thing, I don't know. Bye.